I'm on here with a nigga that want to talk about little stuff. We supposed to talk about big stuff. That's all I talk about in life. We ain't talking about no little stuff. I ain't no little stuff ass nigga. Ain't nothing little about me. Everything big. My head big. My brain big. My thing big. No, I'm just playing. But I'm just saying, for real, people need to stop doing it. Arguing with people that are on your side.
Are you really?
And treating them like the enemy. That's what's wrong in the black community. You could have a nigga beside you that you trying to treat, genuine, and they think you the enemy. Piece of work.
You just stabbed me.
Niggers. Fucking niggers.
You just stabbed me.
Nah, I ain't stabbed you. The nigga that put the babies in you stabbed you. That's who stabbed you. You didn't do nothing to him, but they want to do something to me. That shit crazy.
Sometimes love comes.
No, stop it.
And it knocks you down.
I bet it do.
I got back up when he stabbed me down.
Mm-hmm. What you do to him when the nigga stabbed you? That's what I want to know. What you did to the nigga that stabbed you for real? Not to a real nigga. Huh? Nothing. You let him make it. It's what's expected.
Sometimes you have to choose your battles and learn. I knew that there was a battle that I wasn't going to win at the moment. So I had to let it go. But I knew that if motherfucker came at me again, I had to prepare. But I ain't never had that problem.
Came in, what you mean, put another baby in you? That's what you're saying, came at you again? Because he put a fear of me, so how can he come at you again? And the extra baby.
See, all that happened after all the babies.
Yeah. It's your choice.
See how when nigga change up on you through years?
That's what y'all always say. They always say we changing up, but they be changing up. They stop watching their ass like they used to. They start stinking when they lay down next to you to go to sleep, and they think you're supposed to accept it. When I met you, you used to be fresh. You used to care about doing your hair and stuff. Now you just throw a skull cap on. You don't try to be sexy for me no more. That's why I'm tired. Treat me like you treat me when we first met.
Some niggas
keep your upkeep.
They want you to be like this.
Shit.
They want to bring your image down.
No, they don't. We don't want you to be like that.
Yes, they do.
If a nigga tell you that,
because they don't be want nobody to have you. Niggas be selfish
out here.
It
is a lot of niggas that will try to keep a girl looking ugly or fatten you up so nobody else can have it. But it's a woman's duty to don't fall for that trap.
A lot of them fall for it.
Yeah, if you let a man do that to you, don't be mad at me when I meet afterwards and trying to get me all the drunk. I didn't do it.
Niggas be very manipulative.
If I had you in the beginning, you would have been still, how you wanted to be.
But that's what I be preaching though. Self-care, self-motherfucking care. Fuck that nigga. Bitch, go get you, even if that shit is a massage. The difference it'll make in y'all lives, like, keep being sexy, keep being you type shit.
Like this lady right here on Facebook. She done put the man whole name. James Wheeler just stole my phone, money, and purse and left me in Little Rock, Arkansas. Then she say, anybody with information on him, I got $500 for you.
Oh.
Okay. James, you stole her phone, her money, her purse. I mean, what did he do? It sound like he put out the car to me. Don't sound like that? Something like.
Yeah, sound like he put out.
Or
they
pulled
was somewhere.
Off and left her somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That is a typical crackhead junkie move.
But she knew that though.
But, it makes me really want to go and, because I got this off of Facebook, I want to go and look up her face. Let me see, does she look like a crackhead too? Because see, a lot of times, for real, they put this stuff on the internet and they talking about folks and they be crackheads too. Two crackheads together. What do you expect of the outcome to be? Let me look her up right quick and see how she look. Okay. Krista. Okay. Let's see.
It's like, don't nobody want to be with a crackhead, really, but another motherfucking crackhead. You ain't gonna have shit by being with a crackhead.
Nah.
And then it's like,
you'll never get off drugs. If you on an addictive drug and the person you with is on an addictive drug, y'all can hang it up. your life is over.
But it's so hard for a person who has never been addicted to drugs to understand what a person who has can be coming from sometimes, like trying to date somebody with an addiction. Cause you already know a lot of times, like once you done had a taste of something and you want that shit again, your body gonna crave it, even if you ain't had it for a minute.
Yeah, like, but if you, this the thing when you have an addiction. When you really have a real addiction and you really care about a loving person that you're trying to be with, you have to tell that person, look, let me go get myself together. If you decide to wait on me or be in my corner while I'm trying, then that's a blessing. But I know I'm not going to be good to you. I know I'm not going to be good for you. Because guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be stealing out your purse, going to the ATM while you sleep at night buying crack.
Like selling all out shit.
When you get ready to pay the rent, you gonna think you got all the money. You're gonna be $350 short because I've been knocking your ass out every night while you sleep, getting high as a motherfucker.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, for real. That's what's gonna go on. So don't do that. Nah. Don't do it. That's why I never understood. It's a lot of women throughout life that get with men that strung out on drugs and let a man take them through the ringer.
It's the same with alcohol too, though. I feel like I don't want no man that's constantly drinking alcohol all day, every day. Like, for one thing, nigga, you stink. Like, that shit is coming out your pores. You drinking that shit too much. So
like
that shit is not attractive.
She look like she might be clean. She ain't clean. Gonna go hard. She look like she might be all right. She look like she just got a drug addict boyfriend. She trying to help him see something in, and she got to learn the hard way. By losing the money, purse, phone, debt. It ain't gonna work, baby. Let them go.
Then I wouldn't even want to be in no car with no motherfucking thing.
I can't fuck with
nobody.
Might
not even be that damn car.
I met one girl in my life one time that told me she used to do crystal meth, and she said she had stopped. And for some reason, I was like, I knew that she wasn't kind of doing it at that moment. I feel like she might have was, but she had like a little control, you know. Mm-hmm. And I tried to fuck with her, and as soon as I tried to fuck with her, I quickly seen she was still doing that shit. And I left her alone. I was like, oh, no, I ain't going down this road. There's something I said I can't ever do. And I kind of liked it from the little couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I knew, like, nah, she fucked up.
Yeah, because it's going to be like, while you steady choosing that person time and time again, that person steady choosing them drugs.
Don't choose the drug.
Every can't motherfucking time. You sure
the drug got them. You wasting your motherfucking time. And all you're going to do is you're going to go down. Is what's going to happen. Because you're going to be chasing, thinking that they want to change. Yep. And until they ready to change, ain't nothing you can do but lose money.
For real. Sleep. That's why I be like, niggas with, and that could be any motherfucking type problem. You got people with gambling situations where they just go and blow all their motherfucking money. You know, niggas, stay where the fuck you at.
Yeah.
Because I refuse to be brought down by your habits.
Let me ask you a quick. If you stole some gold bars, right, and they were stolen, how would you try to get them off to sell them? What would you do to sell them? Where would you go?
Overseas.
That's where you'll go to sell them?
I have to try to get it overseas.
So how you think you get them overseas?
Shit, you gotta do your research first. You gotta know the ins and outs of different modes of transportation to get to where the fuck you going, first of all. You gotta know, like, what type of security gonna be there, what kind of shit that they checking for. I don't even know for sure how I do it, but I know, like, I have to try to get that shit off as quick as I can, because gold bars, come on, they gonna notice. Okay. They gonna notice. You gotta get it off.
This is what I do. Just like people go to the Arabs, to sell their stolen iPhones, iPads. I've had experiences in the past where I've had like expensive watches on or something, and the motherfucker be like, "Can you get a Rolex or something like that?" And they be willing to pay. I would look for Arab or Indian on the street, cash money, no trace, because it's something that's hot. And if you try to go somewhere and fuck around and get caught with it by being gold bars, because a lot of them have serial numbers, you right? Great, and you don't get a serious charge. So anyway, a dumbass nigga that managed to steal them He got caught with it. He was working at Federal Express where they cameraed up. You cannot steal at Federal Express. I'm letting you niggas know that. You can try. You think you slick. You can get out of there with it. You can get all the way home and all that. They gonna catch you and charge you with it. This nigga went and pawned the motherfucking gold bars at the pawn shop.
At a regular pawn shop?
Yeah. The gold bars wasn't worth nothing but $13,000. It wasn't even no real deal, type of money.
So he risked everything for $13K.
Yeah. I mean, niggas are dumb. Like, look what he did. He went to the pawn shop. You know why he went to the pawn shop? Because this is a nigga that's never been around people of stature with businesses and money. He only knows the streets. Here's a different type of dude. Some dudes know the streets and they know the other avenues of life. So when they come in contact with other shit, they can be able to indulge and evolve. This nigga didn't know nobody. So all he could think of, you could tell if he knew anybody, they would have gave him some money for them gold bars. He never would have had no trace to it, other than them seeing him on camera in Federal Express. Not, you know what I'm saying? Dumb as hell.
If I couldn't even get him off, going to the pawn shop would be my last place. They could trace that shit right back to you from the pawn shop. You gold bars, he had to have signed a receipt for something for that.
In the pawn shop, they taking your ID and everything. This nigga dumb. And then let me show you something about a pawn shop in a situation like that. They gonna call the folks on your ass once you leave out that motherfucker. That is not normal for a nigga to have gold bars. That ain't normal.
And then the fact that
the way this
you
nigga
went to the pawn shop
all in his face and shit.
And it's not to be judgmental though, but they know that nobody with a status that knows anything will bring gold bars to a pawn shop.
Nah.
Maybe a dainty gold necklace or some shit like that, but gold bars, people just doing whatever.
Check this post out right here. Lady said, I asked my friend to come with me to my man's house for a kickback with him and his friends. This was her first time meeting my man and his friends. And it was also my first time meeting his friends. When we got to the house, all eyes were on her. I know my friend is fine, but she was literally the topic of the night. I was embarrassed because every girl wants to be a woman that her man's homeboy think is fine. It was like they treated her like she was better looking than me. She could have worn something less revealing, knowing the attention was supposed to be all on me. Now, this girl is mad because her friend was getting attention.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If her friend was single, she dressed appropriate for the occasion. Maybe his friends has enough respect to be like, this my man's girl. It's like, if you single, you want to say that shit to other single people. You don't want to do that shit with your man's girl. Like, come on now. That goes into falling in the same category how some women don't feel the need to change when they man's friend come over. Like, it is disrespectful.
She told on herself. She said, I was embarrassed because every girl wants to be the woman that her man's homeboys think is fine. See, this bitch ain't shit. So she's putting this out here for everyone. So you want to be wanted. So basically, when you say that, you flirtatious around your man's friends, bitch. You want them looking and sobbing at you like, oh, I'll take her too and all that. Bitch, so you know how you sound? You sound like a motherfucker that ain't no good, ain't shit. And you mad because you couldn't do your ain't shit activities. It was stripped away from you.
I'm sorry, but if my man's having to get together and I don't give a fuck, even if it's me and his first time chilling with his friends or whatever. If my girl is single, even if she ain't and she got a man's, that's her problem, not mine. I want her to fucking mingle and have a good ass time. I want them to find her attractive. My focus is not even shouldn't even be on his boys. It shouldn't be on nobody but him.
That ain't her real friend. You can clearly tell that that's not her real friend. Like, she worried about the wrong thing. All you supposed to worry about was how y'all enjoyed the night. That's weird anyway. The whole situation is weird because, I don't know why if I got 3-4 dudes I know that I'm hanging around, that's really rare. Let's just be honest in real life, because most of the time it's 3-4 dudes that close to be at your house around your woman. You went to school with them. You knew them basically your whole life. That's the only way I see that situation happening. And I still wouldn't do that with knowing what I know. That's too close and personal for something to transpire, even if your woman is loyal, even if your friend is loyal. 3-4 dudes at the house, your girl sexy as hell, is in niggas' human nature to be like, damn.
Yeah.
And she walking through there switching, and it ain't like she gonna turn down. So you gonna be looking at her thinking she trying to be extra sexy.
Yeah.
The niggas watching her want to fuck the shit out of her. She probably looking at a couple of them saying, if it ever go wrong with us, I'm gonna do him. Yeah. Or she might be saying,
but she can do that though, because she ain't got a nigga there in her, like, she ain't there with her nigga.
No, this girl here, this is her house. I know,
that's
nigga.
What I'm saying. But her friend wasn't there with her nigga. Right? Yeah, right. So her friend could do that. Now, bitch, if you want to go out with her.
Supposed to have your friend. Yes. That's what your friend was supposed to come there for. She told off on herself. For all the homeboys, she came there for them.
Like, she dressed for the occasion. You talking about what she had on. I'm looking for my friends to come. When I tell my friends to come over and we doing some co-ed shit where we got some niggas there and I know these hoes single and they like to fucking mingle, bitch, put on your best fit. The fuck?
So after this, when she left, she texted a friend. She said, why would you wear that knowing you're meeting my man and his friends for the first time? And she said, girl, you know I always dress like this. Then she said, okay, but the whole time his friends kept talking about how fine you are. I even heard one of his friends tell him he thought you were his girl. You embarrassed the fuck out of me. I already have to deal with you getting all the attention when we go out. But for you to be the talk of the night between my man and his friends made me look bad. This man lay next to me talking about how fine you were and how all his friends choosing on you. Not one of them spoke on my looks. Now, why would he say how fine she was?
Now you gotta take that over with your
that part right there. Yeah, but the other part ain't nothing wrong with. And he probably just saying that not in no sexual way, just like, you know, your friend Pretty. That's why they was on the block. You know what I'm saying? Then she say, a friend told her, girl, you need to be checking your damn man, not me. I'm checking you because you owe me loyalty, not him. A man is going to be a man and look, but as a woman, you shouldn't be wearing shit that basically says, look at me, knowing you're going to be around my man. You purposely wore that. You could have worn jeans.
She insecure.
She already said, you always steal attention when we go out. This is a hater friend. If you feel like you going out with somebody and your self-esteem is affected because they're getting more numbers than you, stop going out with them and go out with yourself.
Or find you somebody that's like
that's uglier than you.
And then y'all go out together.
Yeah, when you feel like you can get more numbers.
Because something is really wrong
with her. But it never works out like that. Let's just be real. In life, you always have the ugly girl with the pretty girl out at the club. And that's what it is. And, you know, if somebody mess with the ugly girl, she'll be happy. Don't nobody mess with her, she gonna be mad as a motherfucker. Yeah, you gotta occupy her. Occupy her, she ain't gonna have shit to say about her pretty friend. She's straight. But if she don't get no action, she's a problem.
Her dude was out of line. Like, give a compliment and then move on if you ain't mean nothing by it. But she should have took that up with him instead of texting that shit to her friend.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, wasn't no friend even coming, no other friend who was just
If you tell me something about when we always go out before this night, you let me know you holding something in, so you're not my friend. Man, when we always go out, you do this. Damn, nigga, you say this like, you know.
The women with a man that's seeking the most attention. Single women be laid the fuck back.
You know why? Because most women that say they want a man ain't ready to settle their hot pussy ass down. They playing this old 1950 talk about being loyal and all this, and deep down inside, they want to be experimental and they want to do shit, but they want to play this shit out. So as soon as they get with a man, all that shit about, I want to be a man, I'm favored and all that, your pussy still dripping, you still looking at all the fresh meat out there, and you ready to cheat. And that's when a motherfucker look for reasons to get out of the relationship, make up shit, cause you ain't never want to be single. And then get out, get with a whole nother nigga, start over again, get tired of him. Okay, I'm finna get out of this shit. I don't want to be tied down, but a motherfucker don't want to say it.
Somebody, instead of just staying alone.
Yeah. Now, this is a stupid nigga here. How can you get suspended when you ain't even at work? This story is amazing. They had a nigga that went to his job to pick up a coworker, and he was drunk when he went to pick up the coworker. Went inside the building to use the bathroom. Fell asleep in the stall. Woke up with security and management standing over him. Got fired on his day off. You a dumb ass nigga. And he trying to ask on the internet, is him getting fired valid?
Hell no. Nigga, yes. It is very valid. Because first of all, it don't matter if you was on shift or not. If you show up on the company that you work at property and you are drunk, they have the right to fire you on the spot, even if you aren't on shift that day. Anything that you do on that property as, you know, as a worker there, like they got the right to fucking fire you, even if you ain't working that day.
That's wild as hell. That's why he had to be fucked up.
Yes.
To go in the bathroom, that mean he went in there to sit down and shit, and this nigga fell asleep.
Like, how drunk? And my thing is, if you knew you was going to go pick up somebody, why the fuck is you getting that motherfucking drunk?
I wouldn't even went out and been like, I can't come on the property, I'm drunk. That's what's common sense. Look, I can't come on the property.
Like, walk around the corner.
I'm finna go to the gas station right up the street. I got a shit or whatever and sit on the thing.
Could have went to a whole service station anywhere. You chose to go to the bathroom at your job.
Yeah, and then you driving.